G'day viewers, welcome to the tutorial for the cold start of the OBB 1020 Crocodile. So we will start by jumping up into the cab in the number one end. Doesn't actually matter which end you jump into, but number one is the leading in this case. And the first thing we're going to do is put the handbrake on, because as part of this procedure we will be releasing the air brake. Alrighty, let's pop back down the stairs now. Always use climb up and down the stairs for maximum points, and we will do our external inspection. While we're here, we will de-isolate CIFA so that it can brake the train if it needs to. Alright, looking very good. Of course, a real driver would do a much more detailed inspection of the locomotive and touch and poke and prods and do all those fun sorts of things. Okay, let's get up in the cab. We'll leave the door open for the moment. Let's just check that we are in shutdown. We are. And our power controller is off. Very good. And let's quickly run down the other end and check that the other end is right as well. So keyed out and we are in off. Beautiful. All right, we will be back down there in just a moment. Let's pop our master key on and raise our pantograph. We will hear that go up, but let's have a quick look. And it has gone up. Brilliant. And close our main circuit breaker. You notice immediately that the 15,000 kilovolts has popped up on the voltmeter here. Very good. No, I don't want to give it up. Next up, we will turn on our compressor. And we'll turn on our blowers. Come on, up you go. And if we were connected to a train in winter, we'd put the train heating on. And we'll turn on our battery charger. Come back up this end and turn on the control supply. Now we'll turn on our 3 white lights on the front. There is a cab light here if you want to use it. And at this point, I am going to unlock the brakes and I'm going to put them into the running position. And we'll see that those release. They are, and you may recall we put the handbrake on. Once these brakes do actually release, we'll do an application test and make sure that they work. They do indeed apply, and we will put them back to the running position now and see that they release properly. In a real double-ended train, you would more likely than not activate both cabs and do this testing at both ends of the train to make sure that it worked. But we're not going to do this because we're just doing a simple cold start tutorial, but the procedure is the same. I'll put the locomotive brake on now to hold us, and I will pop over here and release this handbrake now because we won't roll into the turntable pit anymore. Can also close this door because we've done everything we need to on the outside. Pop the machine room lights on, which I probably should have done before. Now let's assume we're going onto a passenger train. We want to set our bogie valve to be passenger or goods, so in this case passenger. There's 2 of those. You can release or bleed the brakes from in here should you need to, and you can also isolate the brakes, the red and grey ones, in here should you need to. You can see the compressors running, 8 bars, lovely. You can de-isolate or isolate a traction motor should you wish. Don't touch the big red bus bars, they will fry you. Alright, let's pop down this end. There's a little bit more to do down here. So first thing that we'll do is put on our tail lights because we're a light engine. That's all we need to do in this cab. And come out of here again. And we can close this door, of course. Let's turn on the Vigilant Safety System, CIFA. And we'll turn on the Signalling Safety System in DUSI, which is a lot like PZB, but not quite the same. And we'll cover that more in a tutorial later. If we're going onto a passenger train, we'd put it into mode O for passenger, or mode M for freight, or mode U for heavy freight. U is not actually set up on the 1020. You can isolate further traction motors should you wish back here. These are the tap changes, and they do actually move and animate. I'm not quite sure how you see them when you're back up here driving, but they do work. They do things. So it's not just that when you hear them banging around like that. Alright, so we're just about ready to go now, so let's just get into the driving position. It's important to be in the driving position because you can drive when you're not. I mean, you can, should you wish. You can stand over here and drive if you want to, but your buttons for your door controls won't work. Alright, we're in the driving position. Let's go over a few more of the controls. So we have got motoring and braking. So this is regenerative braking and motoring for driving. I'll cover more of that in the actual driving tutorial. I won't go through it now. We can put our master switch into forward and you can see the Indusy light has come on, telling us the system is active. If you want to go into reverse, you can't just go straight there. You have to go into off. Make sure the wheel's in off, press the unlock button, and then you can go into reverse. Coming out of reverse, you don't need to do that. You just go straight into the forward position. Alright, we're pretty much ready to roll, so let's just release the train brake and whistle, which you can kind of quill if you try hard enough. You can even isolate it if you want to, and then it doesn't work. I'm just keeping an eye on to make sure we're not rolling out there, because we do from this position sometimes. Alright, now let's power up. I know the turntable's not in place, and you'll see the motors powering up there. I will talk about that in a moment. Let's just stop us, which is kind of important. Right, let's talk about the motors. We did see the amp meters for the traction motors all pop up a little bit then when we started to move. This is your half tap and full tap. It's best to stay in full tap where you can. Half tap is okay for short periods. These gauges do move when you're motoring. It's the field strength and the amperage, I think, yes. You need to keep this below, when you're regenerative braking, you need to keep this below about 1150 and this one below about 950. If you don't, a horn will sound and you will lose regenerative braking shortly after that. Alright, now an important thing about the brakes, and I'm going to have to be careful we don't roll too far here. These aren't release a little bit brakes, so if I release that just a little bit, watch what happens. They're releasing all the way, and they will always do that. So the correct thing to do is always put it into the running position. Now, of course, I don't want to roll away at this point, so I'm going to put the loco brake on a couple of bars just to hold us. Alright, that is it for the cold start tutorial. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. If you've got any questions, chuck them down below. This loco is no harder to drive than any other chap changer, so don't be scared of it. The route is a handful, and we'll go into that in the driving tutorial. Alright, any questions? Chuck them down below. I'll see what I can do to help you out, and thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope I actually recorded it this time. This is take 10. See what I do for you? Alright, have fun folks. See you later. Bye.
We played a game.